Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Challenges, an educational monster train series where we try to push score on the daily leaderboards. Our last episode was a little bit unfortunate. I had a really good run that had a very weak divinity, and weak in the sense we won the run. That was never in question. Weak in the sense that I wasn't fast enough to address a mini boss. And as a result, a mini boss walloped me for 50% of the score for the combat, which plummeted my final score down into number 22 by the time I had finished, which would have been, I think, was it number 3 if I had finished and not taken that damage. So that's pretty telling. Now, there were a lot of odd, interesting approaches that in that particular run, and I was very interesting looking through the final actual leaderboard and seeing what other people had done. There was there's like an overgorger, I think, in that run, if memory serves correctly, and I just did not see it. So that completely warps the way the run looks. But regardless, a very interesting run overall. Now, I'm hopefully going to do a little bit better today, but we will see. So let's see. Today we have a very cool one. I always like duality, double stacks of all status effects, because this has pros and cons, right? The pro is, of course, you're doubling all status effects. It's wild. It's very strong because you can control what status effects you get. So great. It also doubles enemy status effects. It's easy to or rather underestimate the impact of this. Something like Self-Made Harpy gets, 2 times as many of multi-strike stacks and things. So while I do agree that this is a green qualifier, it has a lot of funny downsides that are easy to underestimate. Crystal Cloak is a great example of something that can completely body a run if you're not prepared for it. So we'll see what we get. This is Wurmkin with Melting. Melting, of course, comes with burnout stacks, so those can and are doubled by duality, so that's useful in a lot of cases. Wurmkin comes with Reap. Now, if we end up on Decayer, I don't think I've ever played Decayer with duality before, so that sounds ridiculous, and like we should be able to one-shot pretty much every boss if we play correctly. I think. Of course, your draw security, basically making sure you're hitting enough purple cards on the right turns, is really important. Early game, that's going to be very dicey. I don't know. I would be willing to give it a try if we see it. Corruptor doesn't benefit from this in any appreciable way, neither does really Infector, so I mean, you're kind of hoping to see Decayer here, but as far as other options, I guess there's armor on Shard Soul Carver, it's true, but I don't know. And then, of course, there's Rage on Paraffin Enforcer if we end up on that side. I don't know. It'll depend a lot on what we see, but I could see some outs here. We have Moth Magic as well when a damage spell hits a target, Ascend it. Now, this is interesting because neither Fracture nor Dregs do this. There's really not that many options. You've got what? Hosting Kin, I suppose, on the Wurmkin side. And then, of course, there's a few other things like I can't ever remember the name of it, but your Daze card on Melting Remnant, the one that costs 3 and hits damaged creatures. You've got some cards like that, Subsuming Blade as well, so you have some things to work with, but I don't know. I don't think this is going to be that impactful here. It's not like we're starting with, Torch or something. And then, of course, the downside is no fluff. All cards have 1 fewer upgrade slot. Always a bummer, but fine. I think it's workable. So, score-wise, we have a lot of things sitting in the 71k range and then a 73 to 75k range, and then there's just like a jump to 79. Someone figured out the elite tech to hit number 1 here by a wide margin, so pretty interesting. Regardless, that's everything I've got to say, so as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's see what we run into today. Let's see what the heck this ends up being. Alright, play some Monster Train, the video game. Loading daily challenge. Alright. I was reading that because I thought I might have screwed up the mods, but we did alright. Alright, hope you're all doing well today. I am doing just great. Honestly, it's a good weekend. I had well, this is Saturday for me. I think it's Saturday for you. Yeah, it is, of course. Obviously, I'm putting the video up on Saturday, on the day I'm recording it. Genius. Anyway, my Friday I had off, which is great. So that's exciting. And yeah, it's been a good weekend so far. So I'll mention it here. Yeah, yesterday, the Friday, was actually my birthday, so that was exciting. That's why I took it off. So hooray, birthdays. Exciting. I'm ancient. Fortunately, I'm somewhere in my 30s, right? That's about as specific as I feel like getting, but yeah. So it's we're getting up there, but all good. So anyway, it was fun, and this weekend promises to be also fun. So incredible. All right, let's play some Monster Train. Today we are default Wurmkin, default Melting. As before, we're facing Pushback Talos, Rage Fell, Diligent Seraph, which maybe matters because we have Dregs and fewer Fractures, but it's probably fine. We have Bogfly Wicklash with Burnout 4 and Force Contamination with Melee Weakness 6. You could double stack this guy for Melee Weakness 12 here, and that would be ridiculous. That's cool. I like that. All right, we have all the modifiers we know we have. We're going to take all Pact Shards. It's a daily. So temples today are on 2, 5, 6, and 8. I'll need 8 units to do the infusions. Fortunately, with Dregs, Train Stewards, Banners I take, and Bogflies, we have more than enough. Dupe on 8 is Magic side. Nothing fancy. Magic and Steel on 7. The Steel side has the Vortex. Magic side is Cave. Steel Vortex on 6 competes with Hellvent Cave. No Magic on 6. Magic Trinket on 5. No Steel. So we're missing one of each right now. No removals on 5 either. And then we get a Steel and Remnant Banner Hellvent on 4, which means we get double Magics early, and we do. Exciting. We do see a Remnant Banner on 2, a Wurmkin Banner on 3, and a Remnant Banner on 4. So one of the things about this is you're really looking to abuse duality if you can. So we'll see what we roll into. Volatile Gauge, Forever Flame. It's always Volatile Gauge, not... I said the wrong thing. It's never Volatile Gauge here is what I meant to say. This would absolutely blast your run. It's always Forever Flame. That's what I meant to say, because your units are potentially very expensive in Wurmkin, and this also benefits your Train Stewards, so click that. As I do, not as I say. I said the complete wrong thing there. Light's Gift Refracting Lenses. Now, Light's Gift is good. It's a great relic, in fact, but most of the time here, we will be playing bottom floor. So I debate how useful it will be. The top floor is only if we can manage it and pre-relentless on the floating bosses. So possibly that's relevant. I actually think refracting lenses might be better here. Hear me out. You could potentially take damage, heal it back, take no point loss for this. That does matter. Cheater's Hand is also here. I don't hate Cheater's Hand, but I don't have anything right now I need to save, and I don't know. It's hard to visualize a world where this is really what matters here. So, yeah. I think that's fine. Okay, what do we want to pick then? I think I might go Refracting Lens, just because the daily. Light's Gift is how I would normally play this at Covenant 25, but I think Refracting Lenses gives us a little bit of flexibility that I like. We're going to go in here. It's such a bummer. We don't see the Decayer line. I'm going to take Corruptor, though, and that's okay. I think it's better than Infector here, given the prevalence of, what is it called? The Remnant Banners. Unit draft, definitely take the trial, play bottom floor, it's fine. Alright, we're going to go Spine Chief downstairs. The Dreg is good. I want to put a Fracture down. And I do want to play the Wicklash here in the back. I think that's relevant. Now, I do need to kill that floor, or it's going to cause me some problems. So let's go Train Steward middle, Train Steward up top. I do want another Dreg downstairs. That clears that out. Let's put a Bogfly upstairs so I can actually purple up the mid-floor here. We need to clear that floor out. That's the real dicey one here. So let's do what we can to kill these guys. Alright, we get there. Fantastic. This prevents us from taking any damage, and I think puts us in a situation where we can actually win this combat on the bottom floor. And we do. Incredible work. Good. Fantastic. No edits needed. Good. Bottom floor, full kill. Great news. Good. We got everything. Bounding Echoes is good. It's Refracting Lens fodder, but also makes things purple, which makes Chief in general stronger. I don't think I need Bogfly or Hostingkin here. Yeah, we'll take it. Hostingkin does have the downside of Moth Magic, which maybe is an upside. Hard to say. Anyway, Draft is insane. Burnout 2, Multi-Strike 2 is ridiculous here, so I'm going to click that. And then we end up on the Lady of the House line. Shard Soul Carver. I think Lady of the House into Draft creates some real powerful stuff here. Alternatively, we could go Wickless Tycoon and just try to earn money. We have dregs and some things. Draft is going to be core to our run thanks to the duality modifier. It makes it very strong. Multi-Strike 2, Burnout 2 is nonsense. I like Carver a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's Inspire and it plays nicely. We could Carver into the Draft and feel pretty decent. The challenge, of course, would be drawing it fast enough, but it is, remember, Covenant 1. So we have no deadweights and only 3 of each starter. So, pretty good. I do like how front-loaded Lady of the House is, though. If we go Draft into this, you end up with, like, what, Burnout 8, I think it is. And then you end up doing a ton of damage. It's just a lot of front-loaded damage. I'm going to take the Lady here. And we're not going to guarantee that that's the line, because I could just see Paraffin Enforcer here and the run completely goes ballistic. But yeah, Large Stone is a bummer. It's fine. We're going to look at this temple real quick. You're right. You're right. You're right, Monster Train. Oh, I'm an idiot. Did I seriously just throw this on Ring 2? Oh, I'm a complete moron. I'm over here thinking about how good Bounding Echoes is. I had to take Hostingkin because it is magic power. Dang, that is... You know, I'm all of 12 minutes into this episode, and that is the biggest bummer I have made. That's the... What a grievous mistake I have made here. I can't take 25 Pact Shards. The multiplier impact of that on my run basically means I can't top 10 here. I can't believe I made that mistake. That's such a Covenant 25 mistake. That's such a mistake that I make because I'm so used to playing at high difficulties, and I'm not used to chasing this. This is tragic. Absolutely tragic. I can't do anything about that. I can't fix that now. So this is just the state of my run. Outrageous. Oh, I'm so bummed out about that. Alright, well, I don't need Lady the Reformed Wickless Tycoon. Fine, we'll take money. I might gamble to reroll here, see if we hit a 100 coster of some import. Alright, we get a good valued multi-strike. I think we're still fast, right? You can do Draft into the Lady here. I prefer this only primarily because it is a banner unit, right? This is really good. We're going to do that. I want to draw it on turn 1. I'm going to put a multi-strike into it, which gives us multi-strike 4. And then I'm just going to give it the plus 10 because we hit... Oh, we only get the 1 upgrade slot, right. Well, that worked out then. Hostingkin. Had to take it. I had to take it. I am a buffoon. Alright, well, we move on. Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do about it. That is just straight up, though, the end of our top 10 fantasies here, so that's exciting. Incredible work. Go team. Huge bummer. We just straight up lose that man, by the way, which is absolutely ridiculous, I think. 11, 11, 3. I mean, this is pretty rough, if I'm being honest with you. We're just getting absolute clobbered here, so that's actually quite bad. If I'm being honest with you, it's pretty rough. Now, this, I tell you what, if I just lose on this, actually, I would find that hilarious. I wouldn't upload the video, I would just kind of do something else, give you a different episode or something, I guess. I think practically I would love nothing more than to play bottom floor here, but I think it's actually impossible. Right? I think we have to play differently and work on bottom to clean it up a bit. Yeah, I think so. Now this is going to cause these floors to overlap, isn't it? So that's bad. And then, yeah, of course, you just get this chaos nonsense. Okay, so we're actually in a pretty nasty situation. I have to let those two floors not collect because of the draw order here. So I think this is as simple as play top, and the thing that you stab is actually one of the front guys, not the guy in back here. And then we actually have to, we play stuff downstairs here, and then kill the 11x3 in front. Because you have to remember, these guys are so scary because the spikes is getting doubled. But so is, wait for it. Alright, we managed to keep her alive. The other important thing is so is the damage shield that they have, and the multi-strike that those frontline dudes have. Actually very bad. Alright, we're going to toss a force contamination at this man. Alright, the goal here is I want to make sure... Can I kill him here, actually? I'm close, but no. I want to make sure we get this kill. Oof, alright, we managed to pull this off with a single hit. That's rough. We've managed to avoid taking damage. I have to take the Hostingkin now. I'm not making that mistake a second bloody time. It's so frustrating. I'll take another draft, sure. It's almost certainly worth it. It's honestly terrible. I'm really bummed out by this mistake. So, that's horrible. I could go magic side. I don't know what I'm really holding on to here. You could permafrost force contamination, double stack it perhaps. I think it's worth more to look at this horde actually, if I'm being honest with you. See what we roll into. Flicker's Liquor makes pretty much everything in our deck free all the time. I'm just going to take Winged Steel instead. It's nice. It's easy. We get Force of Kin, Shard Soul Carver. I like Armor 4, that's for sure. I'll take it, sure. Grab the item in the middle. Golden Vault is pretty helpful. Fade's First Blade is free damage, which I will grab. We'll go Concealed Caverns. Dante just gets 5 million attacks here, is the cool thing, I think. Is he really that helpful, though? I don't do any magic damage? No, I'm going to skip Dante. I don't know. We're not looking great. I'm already very, not feeling good about this run. We've missed 25 Pact Shards. We've missed 20% score. It's pretty rough, if I'm being honest with you. What floor am I playing on? We'll play bottom floor, sure. I'll put the Carver middle and then tank with this play. What am I going to put this? Where am I going to put this? Put some purple upstairs. I think that's fine. I could have tanked with that, but I want the lady present, so that's good. We'll play her bottom floor. We're just going to stab one dude entirely. Put a purple down. Unfortunately, bad draws here. I could have pushed more damage here, so let's play it a little differently. I wasn't sure that Talos would come downstairs. We can improve that number a little bit by simply approaching it like this. Put the Bounding Echoes downstairs, then you play the Chief. Then we Carver middle. I wonder if there's another way we could do this to connect the Bounding Echoes with the Chief, huh? Think about what you've played. It's just champion, some other things. You miss a purple if you delay this in any way. I think this is fair. I'm going to put this middle just to do a little more damage. That should do, I think. It's about as good as I imagine it getting. So we'll play... Interestingly, I could elevator something here with Hostingkin, sending it upstairs. We're definitely dropping in the lady here, which is great. Big damage numbers. Go ahead and hit this thing here. Now I can pop and clear one of these guys. I could also just ascend a dude here, which is kind of interesting, right? I could send a friend up, and that saves a hit entirely. I'm gonna shoot in back. I think this is probably the best we're gonna get here. So we're gonna take that and be happy with it, I think. Play some things upstairs. It's fine. A lot of units, unfortunately, but that's okay. Alright, she came back downstairs. We do get the kill here, which is great, honestly. Fine. Thanks to 5 billion melee weakness. That's pretty good. We get a pre-relentless, 2 turns faster than expected. I like it. I'm a good fan of that. Eternal Kinstone is okay. It's not purple. Wurmkin etchings, no thanks. Perfect Insanity, no thanks. Lady of the House, Lady of the Reformed, Kinhost Carapace, no. Drawing cards is probably correct here. There's a lot of trash in this run, is part of my issue with it. Do I want Carver on the floor? I don't think I need Carver on the floor. I like his infusion, I'll grant you that, but I think it's just card draw for the moment. I could make up some stuff with dupes. It's certainly an option. I think going left and cutting cards is going to be better, though. So we're going to do that. Simply purchase removals. I could put another multi-strike in the Carver. It's actually pretty good. It's a bit of a surprise seeing that there, but, you know, fair enough. I guess Corruptor 2 is going to be it. Sure. We're going to drop out the Train Stewards because they take the most space here. And I should have, with everything else, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only need 6, so I can cut 3 more units and be okay on this particular run. It's probably a good idea to take Carver and put a multi-strike in him, right? I'm going to go ahead and put a multi-strike in the draft, actually. I changed my mind. Give him 10x5 here. We'll put him behind on... We'll make a space pickup. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And we'll give him a Dragon Fusion, I think, is the plan. And I'm going to cut... I can cut 3 more units, so it's just going to be Train Steward. And Train Steward. And I think we chill on everything else. This improves my... next few combats considerably. I should draw into, hopefully anyway, good stuff that answers the need here. Bounding Echoes, playing bottom floor. Looks pretty good to me. Put a Carver up top just to get him going. Seems solid. Buff in the back. Ah yes, the armor is doubled. I'm looking at this number like, that's a lot, but it's actually not that big of a deal. I'm actually going to pop the guy downstairs. He'll ascend, and that's actually intentional. I want to make sure I save some health here. So that should be good. Put a purple middle to catch that. We get the Wicklash. Ah, yeah, we get a Dreg anyway. It doesn't matter. We just play stuff downstairs, and it's fine. We should crush this combat. I'm not terribly worried about it, right? We get a lot of buffs here. Purple stuff lands, great. I'm going to play the draft upstairs. I may as well, sort of the thought process here. Get these units out of there. Sure, all seems good to me. Cool. We might lose Chief, but it's not that big of a deal if we do, so should be okay. I think we crush this, right? Yeah, we absolutely do. I don't need to mess with it. I'm already killing 1-1, so it's fine. Alright, cool. We will take space coming up. Should be pretty decent. Broken Memories lets me play an interesting game here with my Pyre health. Return Soul is fine. I'm going to take Broken Memories. It might help with Diligent a little bit. It's a good card pickup. It's also purple. Remnant Host. Mortal Entrapment is good, but I don't think we actually care about this that much. We're going to try to play non-middle floor Divinity because the sweep and trample cannot be doubled. So that should be helpful. We'll play Diligent wherever I can get a pre-relentless, which should be doable with Corruptor plus melee weakness plus Lady hitting 5 times. I don't think we need these cards. I already have magic power slots now. I have the Hostingkin if the game decides to body me again, so fair enough. I could go left. There's a lot of good relic pickups here. Magic shops are fine, I suppose. I wouldn't say no to them. I'll go right, sure. Why not? Although I guess going left, you could high roll some stuff. I'm going to go left just because the high roll potential is worth it. Now they give me Spell Chain and other things, so that's fun. Go ahead and Spell Chain the Force Contamination. It's a pretty good play. Let's look at the caverns first. Ah, Tiny Stone. In fact, the game is actually super easy, and I'm just going to have 2 tiny drafts in the back then. Great, actually. Fantastic. Who knew? Now, I can actually do Carver into the draft now, and then that's what, 2, 1, 3? Crazy, but it works, and then he can actually tank a little bit, which is kind of weird. That's fair. Yeah, sure, actually. This seems decent. Cool. I'm going to Spell Chain the Force Contamination because it's basically double stack. You know, it's not ideal, but it's something. The Purge here is going to be on, what, a Fracture maybe? Ah, interesting. Hostingkin only has 1 upgrade slot, so you actually need to be a little careful about it. I'm going to Purge a Wicklash. I need to purge something. I need to draft some spells, as it turns out. Resin Block, Encased Divinity, Guild Marker. Nah, I don't care. Waxer Snuffer is not it. No, I'm going to take Echo Seedling. That's very strong here. And we move on. I need more magic power stuff. Ah, yes, Crystal Cloak. This should be entertaining. I'm sure we'll stand a great chance against the fabled Crystal Cloak with doubled status effects. I think, by the way, bottom floor is death. So we're not going to play bottom floor because that is death. Yep, and it turns out we don't want to lose. So that's it. It's very simple, in fact. There's pretty much no way this works out in our favor. Wonderful. I get to play a Purge thing here. I could just create some copies of Broken Memories here, which is, I suppose, fine. I'll do it just because it fills the floor. Now, the interesting thing about this is I have to actually kill enemies, which is, you know, harder than I think you would like it to be. Hostingkin. Ah, yeah, it doesn't work. It's not unblocked. Well, let's do our best here. This is going to be rough. We're going to be a little reliant on Reap to kill the boss, I think. And that is, you know, not ideal, perhaps. Sack this guy, I think. Actually, I could be using him in sort of an interesting fashion. I might be able to... I could have maybe... Scaling defense. You know, yeah, actually, hold up. Back up. I think I can make this a potentially stronger run. I could maybe get away with... What's the angle here? Don't play lady. Play chief. Let's try middle here. We'll put the lady upstairs just to get it out of here. Sack some guys down here. This is fine, sure. We're going to take some hits here. It's kind of by design, perhaps. Okay, now I need to play purple cards here. Okay, we're doing it. How interesting. If I can play enough purple cards here, we might be okay, actually. In sort of a weird fashion, right? And then we just cycle broken memories here to regenerate our purple game plan, pretty much. And we get to kill a guy downstairs. It's not impossible for us to make this live, actually. Which does keep Chief among the living in sort of an interesting fashion. How curious. Look at how this is going. Tanking it all out. Alright, I mean, you know, fair enough. And we actually just keep playing all these things and then make more purples because it makes sense. And we keep playing these other cards because they make sense. I might actually be able to... Yeah, 16 stats. Whoo, buddy. It's rough. Now, what are we doing here? Great question. Let's make purples downstairs and chill. How do we live is a fantastic question. We're looking at essentially creating as much armor as we physically can. Okay, gets through a lot of turns here. That's 5 stealth stacks left, which is, you know, unfortunately not going to be enough to get it, as it turns out. Well, how does this look on the pyre? Okay, we take 1,000,000 damage, but we get out thanks to the melee weakness. I think I'm okay with it. I already hit the victory screen. That's a bummer. That would have been a Golden Vault. I had skipped Golden Vault earlier in favor of, I think, the Fade's First Blade. I think Golden Vault prevents us from losing any score there. So hindsight's 2020. You roll Crystal Cloak, you low roll that, and then you basically do what you got to do. And you one-shot her from there, and you just pay like 125 gold for your score. It's well worth it. So improvements could have been made there. I need to take spells. I'm going to take Fatal Melting, actually. It's a purple card, sure. It's already purple. I like it. I'm going to go to the right here. Sure am. I'm going to look in the caves first. See if I get an overstack. I love this. Steel Polyclaw is sick here. Yeah, fantastic. Because it's doubled, 6 days is just excellent. I'm going to come over here. We're going to take a -2. I'm actually going to put that into Fatal Melting, I think. There's a possibility we roll into other magic power options. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and put the Polyclaw to 0, actually. We'll purge. Unfortunately, I have to take this for something. So I guess I have to just draft cards, don't I? I'm going to purge a Fracture. That's a real bummer. I don't like doing that. I do have to do some manner of an infusion here as well. We're just going to do Dreg into Dreg, I suppose. Actually, I'm going to do Bogfly into Dreg to get rid of a non-purple unit, which is something. The dupe here is going to be the Lady. Great news. And then we move on. It's fine. Okay, alright, I think we've done about as well as we can do. I have definitely made some mistakes here. Yikes, that's a spicy bottom floor. I think we're going to try a top floor angle and see if we can't completely blast upstairs here, right? I think it should be possible. I would like it if you went... I was going to say, I'd like it if you had gone upstairs here, actually. But it is what it is, I suppose. Let's clear out. I can't, unfortunately, I don't do undamaged damage to her. So I could kill the mid-floor enemy here as an interesting option by ascending it and just eating the 31 next turn, which is actually fine, I think. And then we can, of course, make more purples on another floor or something. This has the advantage of... Yeah, eventually, I was going to say the purple gets to a point where the Guardian does actually kill the front dude. Now, I think you have to go... No, you went back downstairs. I need to let a guy walk on me. Although, actually, I can just steel Polyclaw you here up to the top. And I think we can crunch you here. That sure looks pretty good to me. Man, I really feel like if I put her in front, I could have... Alright, I think we have an option here. Hold up, I think we can do better. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. There's an option to get a kill on that particular turn. Now, how do we do it? Good question. I think we can do Chief. I think we can actually play this mid-floor. Put one of these in front, by the way. And then we'll put a bunch of stuff downstairs. It doesn't matter. I want to kill this one thing and then get a purple on middle, right? This will elevator... You went upstairs? Really? You go upstairs on this turn, if that's the case. Well, that changes pretty much everything. Okay. AI, what is it? Okay. We can't... So, the reason she didn't go there the first turn is because I killed it. Which is fascinating to me. So, whatever floor I play on influences this a big deal. So we have to do something like, can I kill middle floor? Maybe, actually, right? So, here, hold on to this. If I can kill... Oh, man, I'm so close to killing mid-floor, too. Yeah, this is the problem. Because top floor is dead, mid-floor is not. Yeah, so here's the... There's the rub, right? That's the challenge. I need to generate purples here. So I need to... I can make this semi-useful still by killing one enemy. I need her to walk upstairs next turn. So the right way to do that is... Right, put the hosting kin there. Right, so... Okay, now I think we're cooking if I can make this work. I could send a friend upstairs here and do 1 billion damage, and that's obviously not correct. I think the right play, however, is to send it out and then force contaminate. Yeah, alright, here we go. Got it. I was going to say, the force contamination, I think, is enough with this guy getting pushed upstairs. And it's top to bottom, so he dies doing nothing, and then we get the kill here on Fel, which is 8 turn on Fel is fantastic. Excellent work. Skip, moving on. We might be redeeming ourselves a little bit, but unfortunately we're not going to be top score here, so that's just sort of That's just sort of what we're dealing with here. I'm going to go ahead and take space now. I think it will be worth it. Divine Artifact, I'll sell it. It's free money, it's free points. We'll take whatever points we can get at this place. I'm going to go ahead and go to the right. I need to draft spells or something because Diligent is about to completely blast me. That's a bummer. When a card with Consume is played, all cards gain 1 magic power for the rest of this battle. I'm going to take Iron Dropcage instead because it reads Dazed 4 actually. That will be fine. We'll go into this cave. I will trade Pyre Health for money here. That's free score. I like it. How does Holdover feel for me? I'm going to put a -1 into a couple things. I think it's well worth it to make some of these cards cheaper. The dupe is on the magic side. I want to avoid the reroll here for 50. True. We're going to go Corruptor 3. Alright. And we walk, I think. I'm saving cash. Heaven Seal, we click it. Sure. Bottom floor is going to be, I think, impossible to fight here, right? I don't know how we're going to take on bottom floor and not lose horribly. We have health, but we don't have that much health, right? So it's a little yikes. We might be able to face tank with one of the ladies. We don't need them all, right? It's certainly true. I guess that's fair. Yeah, alright, we lose 1. I don't know how to play that. I think it's because what I'm thinking is now we go lady in the... Now, bottom floor is loaded. I really actually should be playing the Broken Memories, then the Bounding Echoes. I would like very much to get the Giraffe in front to tank here, right? I think that would be quite valuable. So let's do that. We're going to Broken Memories cycle a bit. I'm going to... I have to elevator the guy in middle so I don't take a billion damage. I would like money. Does this save him? He's taking what? 45 here? No, he's dead either way, unfortunately. So we do this. And that will have to do. That leads me to think I should have played him in front. Or not in front, but in... back, rather. Possibly, yeah. It's tough. I can do some stuff, right? We have some options here. We're taking 50? Ugh, it's not even the strongest turn. Yeah, it's bad. It's not great. Okay, we can do 18 to the floor, which I'll tell you right now is pretty good. I can elevator this man in front, and I think he's just dead. Honestly, great, because then Fatal Melting saves the day a bit, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna do Broken Memories into Broken Memories here. It'll have to do, I think. Yeah, this is the turn you're really all afraid of. Fatal Melting doing huge work. Which does mean that this man ascended, which is not great, I guess. Let's bring back the Steel Pulley Claw and then just send him to the Shadow Realm. Alright, we did it. Whew, that worked. Send him to the Pyre Room. We're not looking terribly strong here. I get, you know, one hit in, maybe. I might. Yeah, look at that. We did it. We did it. Because it instant kills, right? Yeah, it works out perfectly. Whew. All right, bottom floor. Thank you, melee weakness. All right. Spell chain melee weakness doing good work. Let's take Power of Knowledge here because I need something. Fun interaction. I didn't think that Dropcage would work with Moth Magic, but it absolutely does because when you play a spell that ascends or descends, and then Moth Magic triggers when you hit a unit with a spell. So Strange, but yeah, no, that works. We'll take the power of knowledge here. This is actually relevant because it means that if I see double upgrades, I can take the upgrades and it's fine. Sacred Wicks is probably pretty good here, actually. I'm going to take that. If we lose somebody, I can bring him back. That's good. We're chasing the dupe here. -2. Sure, I'll put the -2 into one of my cards. That's fine. Put that into Fatal Melting. The card has done quite well, in fact. I guess I'll put the Purge into Sacred Wicks. I just grabbed it, but it's kind of in emergency break glass. And again, we'll do Bogfly into Dreg here in order to minimize the lack of purples. Something has to be pretty exquisite for me to grab it. I am going to take a -1 on the Power of Knowledge as just a good card. And I think we're chilling there. The dupe is probably just another lady, actually. Totally. We're low on shards by a good chunk, but... Alright, I think we're fine. Let's move on, take the cash, and run. I don't think there's anything that could be shown that would change us, or our opinion on this stuff, too drastically. Ah, yes. The fabled Stealth 14 Diligent. How are we approaching this? It's a great question, in fact. It's a really good question, as it turns out. You know, there's a world where I went like Carver into Draft earlier and it got the tiny stone. You know, that would have been stronger here because then we have armor scaling, which I think would really help with this run. Being on the lady path means we just have some raw stats that get chewed through pretty quickly. I would very much like to, for Diligent, connect the broken memories with Echo's Seedling. So, let's not lead with Polyclaw, I think. Where am I playing here? Stealth 14. I don't think we're never swinging on this guy, right? Just get that out of your head. We're not swinging on him. Had to be Diligent, didn't it? Absolutely had to be Diligent. It's tough. If this were Decayer, we would be insta-giving him, but we don't have Decayer. I wonder if you take Infector, do you roll Decayer on one of the future ones? Would be kind of an interesting idea to consider. Someone can try that version of this run. Because it changes what you see in the Ring 4 and Ring 7 Dark Forges. If you take a different path on Ring 1. So it's possible, if you start with Infector instead of Corruptor, you might be able to sneak out a Decayer one turn on most bosses, which is very interesting. Of course, there's no way I would have known that ahead of time, right? There's no way I would have known that I don't see Decayer going this route, right? Because we just always saw Infector, Corruptor 100% of the time, but... Alright. I think we have to do it like this. Carver in front. And I need to keep this man... Ugh. Man, Diligent. That's a mistake. Nope, that's going to kill me. That's a mistake. I overthought it and made a mistake. Alright, continuing. Try again. We'll figure it out. Don't play a spell on this turn, as it turns out. Nailed it. Same idea, though, right? Same idea. We're going to play stuff bottom floor. Man, I can't believe that doesn't live. I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't know what else to say. Terrible draw. I'm going to play stuff downstairs. Maybe keep the other lady alive. It's true. Now, I can purge here, and it won't... Yeah, see, that's actually viable. He's burning out, which is bad. Ah, yeah, now he's burning out. This doesn't work. That doesn't work the way anyone wants it to. Alright. Okay. Like an elevator to save some health here, but we're not in a good place on this run right now. We have no defensive scaling, which is really rough, in fact. So rough that I don't think we can win right now. Yeah, I think we have no choice but to do this a little bit more annoying. There is a version of this run where we have, I mentioned it, the Carver into Giraffe, then made tiny with the tiny stone, and then that is duped, is the version of the run you want to end up on. That is the world where we feel much stronger. Now, so I cannot play Carver on this turn if I want this to work. Right. That's accurate. We'll play this middle, and I play nothing else. Okay. We face tank upstairs. We did it. Face tank middle. Play out some stuff. Touch nothing. We could burn the Sacred Wicks because it's a purge. It doesn't trigger seedlings, but the Fatal Melting doesn't do anything for us right now. So I think we let this ride. Okay. Alright, we finally find this tool. This is how you beat Diligence specifically, and this is important. I'm going to shoot the man in back as before because I want to avoid taking 10 billion damage. And we've basically broken memories into broken memories repeatedly here. So our goal is to kill enemies off before they reach top floor. And to find solutions for problems, essentially. We are, however, going to eat tons and tons and tons of damage, and I really don't have a good answer for it. Like, we take this 1 damage, this is where Refracting Lens is going to look good, right? But are we dead? Like, this looks so bad, right? Hit that Bounding Echoes. I can shoot a guy. Put Reap on the boss. It's a power play. I can ascend a friend and take less damage on something. Okay, we can live at least, which is, I suppose, something that'll have to do. I wonder if there's a world where I Reap kill using Fractures. Seems unlikely, but it does seem unlikely. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to Steel Polyclaw a man out. Now, unfortunately, 260 does live, so he actually... These upgraded Gilded Wings are non-targets here, which is bad. Yeah, it's very bad. So what we do is we can... Remember, we have the Refracting Lens, so just send it. How are you dead? Oh, nice. The Dropcage does it. Alright, that's pretty good. Then we Polyclaw here. But wait, there's more, because I'm going to do it again. Ah, I did it in the wrong order. I'm a complete goober. Arg. Okay, well. I wonder if there's a world where we win by putting melee weakness on the boss and then simply healing all the damage off with Refracting Lens. Do we ever think that works? You know, I'm not sure. I don't know. And I will be honest with you, I'm not. I have no idea. Let's just shoot mid-floor. We're losing top here. This is not going to be great. I mean, were we dead? It's pretty close to dead. I don't know if it's... I don't know. Hey, wait. Maybe we just high roll, right? Just hit Sacred Wicks on excellent rolls here. Yeah, alright. So... how do we want to approach this? Let me think about that for a moment. Alright, well, we could maybe do something with the Carver as an option. He is now presently online. We're pretty much guaranteed to hit the Wicklash on turn, which is good. I can blast some scary guys, play some Broken Memories into Broken Memories things. We're not healing off this much damage, though. Let me be perfectly clear with you. Like, I don't see the world where this works in anyone's favor. Is there ever a world where I can somehow daze this boss into death? You know, I don't know. And I'm afraid to ask. Does this win? It's just void my whole floors, man. Do I win? I come not very close, in fact. Okay. Great. Turns out 18 days is not enough to have the boss get 1v1'd by your pyre. Okay. This is actually kind of a rough whole setup. I think I have to play Giraffe, and I must, with no questions asked, I must scale armor. I do not think we survive any other way, right? Just think about this for a moment, and I just don't think we have other tools at our disposal here. I think I simply must. I'm gonna actually duplicate the pulley claw here, because I'm not messing around anymore, and I want to do my best. I'm going to save this one. Okay, we clear a train. That's great. Now, my whole goal here is I want to face tank for stuff downstairs. We Broken Memories up top on the pulley claw. We blast this goober. And I will burn the Sacred Wicks here just to get it out so I can face tank a little better. And we're making some progress. I'm at least clearing out scary units. This is actually super relevant. I want to stop incoming damage, so... Actually, you know, hitting the boss has a lot of value here. Let's shoot him. I don't care about 1 damage targets here. It's not a big deal. I can ascend the boss one more time. And then hit him with a fracture here. And then shoot him again. This seems pretty promising. If we can get we have enough days that I'm beating all of his stealth stacks here. So that's good. If I can use the bottom floor to tank all this stuff, we should be fine. That's pretty decent. I like that. Bounding Echoes upstairs is good. I want to shoot the guy downstairs. That's good. We clear most of this out now. Wicklash must be played. We'll put purples here. Actually, I should ascend the boss on this one. Yeah, because... And then that would have let me put the purple on that floor, which is a fair point. Okay. What's my consume here? Great question. I think it's Fatal Melting, because it sends everyone upstairs. And then We play the Wicklash. We play the Reap here. We play a Vengeful Shard. We're doing a lot of damage, which is, you know what? Good, if I'm being honest with you. We take a little bit. I only take 10. Alright, fine. I finally eat a curse, which is a bummer. We don't like it. I think Fracture must be the sacrifice here, as much as I don't like that. Actually, no, Wicklash can be the sacrifice. You know, 13 is plenty. Which then tells me I need to really work on not losing here, so let's focus on the scary stuff. Play out a self-mutilation. I take 3. I don't have a lot of spells here because I haven't played the Broken Memories angle on this one. So, really only so many options that I get here. Let's go ahead and hit that Force Contamination play. It's not ideal. Look, no one's happy about that, okay? Fine. I can Power of Knowledge in the front, which should kill that man. It does. Great. 4x4. I can kill the Purifier, I think. I could also... I probably should focus on the Fractures here. I don't know if I need to. I'm actually going to focus on the Purifier, get rid of him, and then we just eat another 2. By the end, we'll either have no spells left or sacrifice 1 and pull this off. So, alright, I do absolutely need to keep top floor alive, so hit that Force Contamination sacrifice. Alright, he lived. Great job. He lived. This is actually very relevant because I'm going to Power of Knowledge the boss now, which ascends him one more time and kills his Relentless floor, which speeds this up just a little bit, which is great news. Scary. Okay. Dicey. Alright, now here is the tricky part. I need to shoot the Gilded Wings here. Right? Yes. And it wins. And then we simply play... Hey, you know what? 2 damage taken is honestly not bad. We got the kill, and it's just Corruptor that beats him into death, which is fine. Fine, sure. You know what? Yeah, Blank Pages actually seems fun. Let's click that. We made it through that combat to the best of our ability. Actually, you know, it's a tough Seraph, to be honest with you, for duality. We got Seraph the Diligent and Crystal Cloak on this run, dang. Now, for better or worse, Divinity should get absolutely kerblamoed, right? I have very high confidence that we can solve this one pretty quickly. Should have put one of the other friends in front. That's a mistake I always make, yeah? Let's just fix that. Brother needs to go in back. It's a C25 habit because he's tankier, and I'd rather him take the hits, but that's not a habit that benefits me when going fast. We should have one of the ladies in front because they simply do way more damage. It actually does reduce the damage I deal by a lot there, which is not worth it, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. I was gonna say, give me more purples here for sure is the most important thing I can do. Egg. Alright, fair enough. I'm like 400 damage down here, which is unfortunate, but fine. Alright, we can blast one friend here. We can blast another friend here, and we have the kill. So, that's... Does this change anything? Not really, right? No, not really. I don't think there's anything that really swings differently here. It's 400 damage off, but we cleanly overcap it on this turn. I guess I'll try. There's a possibility it could go a little faster, potentially. I don't think so, but it doesn't take more than a couple minutes for me to give it an attempt, so I will do so. Alright, yeah, same deal as before. We just don't play the... We just simply do not play the other card, right? This guy, the Force Contamination. We just take the 1800 here, and it's better. And now it's entirely just click millions of buttons, right? Our whole goal here is to generate purples. We draw into a purple. It's great. Go ahead and you buff. Actually, yeah, I mean, straight up, we actually get the kill on this turn by having taken it this way. So this is actually significantly better. Cool. Great. We saved a turn. Go team. That's actually worth a lot of points. Good stuff. All right. No, that's good. Now, we could have done better. I'm missing at least 15 shards. It's not 25. I thought about it. There's only one upgrade in the hosting kin, so I wouldn't have been able to take both. But I would have gotten the plus 30, so that would have been nice. 15 Pact Shards here. Yeah, this is an obvious whiff. Look at that. Number 2. I missed this exclusively because of that 15 Pact Shards, didn't I? Look at that. Look at that multiplier. Yeah, look at that. 600 points. It wouldn't have been... I wouldn't have been first. I would have been close. 600 points puts me at 49.3. Lady of the House with a Draft Infusion. I mean, that's... yeah. That's the same. Very similar otherwise, it looks like. Mortal Entrapment is pretty good here. Got Diligent with no damage taken and a 3-turn. I can see it, right? They took the Subsuming Blade, so that means they had a double ascend on Divinity, on Relentless. They didn't take the Refracting Lens. Interesting. So... they took Ember, and I presume... okay, I see. All right, thinking about this. Ember to anticipate... I mean, Ember helps with the curses, right? We don't take that 2 damage taken, right? 4% score lost. We missed... yeah, we missed a decent chunk here. They crushed Hidden Assault. Oh, man. Lightstone Casing is pretty good. I guess that was in the final shop. But they went, and then they got a double stack on it. Ooh, that's good. That's much better than Spell Chain, in fact. That's significantly better than Spell Chain. Man, what a good roll. Magic Shop side, and they got the Lightstone Casing on that. That's pretty good. So I pulled a better Fell. 8-turn versus 7-turn. That's where I'm picking up some points there. They did a much better 2-turn on Disciple. Now, did they take the hosting kin? They did. Okay, so they grafted this hosting kin. This lets you ascend the buddy. Yeah, look at this. That's where the 15 shards are, right? Look at this. Right here. Smart. Gigantic brained. Huge smart gameplay. Take the magic power card on ring 1. Yeah, they're 15 shards up, which is a... This is pretty much what my run should look like if I put more effort into it, I guess, and played better. You know, this is what you're aspiring to be. We came like, you know, I would say within 10% of that is basically it. So, you know, fair enough. Now, let's see. So they have the hosting kin. They use that on Disciple Conduits to ascend the buddies up. They play top floor. They go for a 2-turn. Honestly, great play. It's basically how I angled it, but I didn't have a ping, so I couldn't ascend them. So we got 1 turn. Now, I did get the trial. They got the trial too? Yeah, okay, of course. Same deal. All right. Any other major differences? They did much better on... they did mid-floor, it looks like, on... yeah, mid-floor. I mean, they have more ascends with Moth Magic. I can see it, right? And Crushing Demise is helping out. I think you see this after Ring 5, but... it's a bit of an interesting one. I mean, the Subsuming Blade does some decent work here. They took the Echo Transfer. Interesting. I don't think... The Echo Transfer is not a bad perspective pickup, right? Because all it takes is for you to roll into Karuska and it goes mad with power. We don't see it on this run, but it's not terrible, right? I don't think that's bad. There's a lot of good value gained from... Like, look at this. A lot of good dollar bills, right? I think that's something to keep in mind as well. Like, we're well above the number 3, and part of that is just holding on to more money, right? So, yeah. There's a lot of good stuff here, right? I think there's a lot of good stuff here you can kind of pick up. The Wurmkin Etchings is a very good weapon against Diligent. Probably would have helped me as well. Probably would have helped me as well, actually, thinking about it more. You can send a lot more stuff to the Shadow Realm upstairs, thanks to the Dropcage. It's actually really good seeing this particular line here, because this is essentially my run with, like, very small tweaks that I only noticed after I made those mistakes, right? So things like Hostingkin Draft is a big one, but also just, like, some minor improvements. I think here we can actually do significantly better. With the Tiny Stone present, you can go Carver into Draft, and then this gives you a ton of durability. Now you obviously don't need it, right? Because they went full glass too. No defense. So, ooh, interesting. They went Infector. Huh. Big pause there because I'm thinking about it. Like, Infector, huh? Interesting. I don't know if this, I think this individual watches my videos. I'd be interested in why you picked Infector here. Was that an Infector pivot, or was that a Corruptor start, or was that an Infector start, rather? Because you, I guess, thought it maybe was better? I'd be interested in why this. Interesting. I guess you did this because he gets Multi-Strike 2 out of it? It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all, right? He ends up actually hitting 3 times. Curious. Well, I mean, that's fair. I don't know. It might be because of the multi-strike too. I feel like this is weaker than Corruptor, though. 6-turn. Okay, so I have an 8-turn boss rush on Divinity, which I think is ultimately largely because of Corruptor scaling. So I think we could have gotten this number over 80k if they had gone 3 in on Corruptor. They get a faster Divinity kill than they did. 2 turns, if you get that extra, what, 2.4k here, you can push their score to a very excellent, what does that end up being? 82, right? Yeah, that's a very solid 82k score. That's basically optimal. 82k is like your big ultimate, you did everything right, perfect run. So, good to know, actually. I actually think the Corruptor would have been an improvement here. So, fun. All right, well, I don't have anything else to add. A fun little diversion, always doing well. I think I did better than I expected, given the mistakes that I identified along the way. A number 2 placement is honestly great. I'm not mad about that, so incredible work. I do think Diligent's really hard here. It's easy to get completely blasted by him, so you gotta kind of tweak it out. I think Dropcage is actually like super critical for this run, just being honest with you. There were a lot of things I was just sending up, and yeah. Cool. I don't have anything else to add, so I'll let you go there. Hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more and you haven't done that stuff already. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.